Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Reality Hour. I'm your host, Adam Samuel, and today we are doing a doubleheader. We're talking week 2 and week 3 of American Idol. Still in audition territory, but joining me today is Eric. How you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing well. Technically, it's week 3 and week 4 because I count the Oscars preview as an episode, even if the show doesn't want me to. But yeah, week 3 and week 4. And I'm afraid I got my hopes too high after weeks 1 and 2, because there weren't nearly as many standouts from these episodes, which in theory would mean we can get through them a lot faster, but we'll see.
And we also have Grace here. How you doing today, Grace?
I'm doing okay, and Eric, I know you're disappointed, but these shows always front load their auditions, so I'm not surprised by this. We did see some good auditions, though, this week in particular.
There were a couple of really good ones, but yeah, I don't think the winner was in either of these episodes.
I'm going to disagree, Eric. I think we saw some really good ones this week. I have a few favorites, actually. I have like 3. I have 3 like people that I'm coming away from these 2 episodes being like, I could pick you on my draft. I like you. You're cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's get into the deep dive, starting with our first episode that we're covering today. We have up first Landry Champlin. Did I pronounce that right?
Landry Champlin.
Good Girl by Carrie Underwood. To Eric, what do you think?
Decent voice, not super distinctive.
Yeah, I thought she sang it okay. I thought the growls were a bit much, but it's a hard song to sing, and we do need a country girl this year, so there's that.
Do we? I think we already
We
found
kind
her.
of do.
We had her a couple weeks ago. So.
I mean, they'll be stacked against each other in Hollywood.
I thought she was okay. I think there's kind of bigger names here. I don't see her kind of making it too far.
Her whole big thing was just like how big of a Carrie fan she is, and I knew, like, every year we get these super fans of the judges that are really there more to meet famous people than they are for golden tickets. Yeah, and that was the case with this audition.
If there's one thing Idol is very susceptible to, it's like buttering up. It's like, you know, there's a harsher word that I don't want to say, but you know what I mean.
Blowing smoke.
Well, sure. Yeah, and we go from her to Victor Solomon, who's another Lionel Richie song. At this point, like, anytime I see one of the contestants doing one of the judges' song, I just kind of just know that I'm rolling my eyes and being like, come on. Did you guys like Victor?
So my problem with this one is I will always remember David Cook's performance of this song at Top 16 Week back in 2008. It was the bombshell performance that sent him on his way to a deserved victory of that season.
I wanna tell you so much. I love you, 'cause I wonder where you are.
This was good, and I will not remember it.
Okay, so Victor was actually a former contestant from that other show down the street. He placed 5th.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, and he actually auditioned with a John Legend song, so he just likes to butter up coaches or judges, depending on what show it is. As is usually the case with somebody who makes the final on the other show, I thought his voice was really good, the low register in particular. When he got to the chorus, he started, like, doing way too much with it. I mean, Lionel told him he was, like, preaching the song. I'm like, yeah, it's called doing too much. And some of the runs didn't really fit the key, which that only annoys me because I have musician problems.
He's good, but I like I said, whenever I hear that they're doing a judge's song, it's like, all right. Isaiah Moore is up next. Where the Wild Things Are by Luke Combs, but not the book, the song. That was a really bad joke.
And his dinner was still hot.
Eric, what do you think?
Again, nice tone, but nothing I'll remember. I already forgot this one.
This was a story over talent audition. His brother is an addict, so that's what he dedicated the song to. I don't know if I'm going to remember him in Hollywood, and I'm not even convinced that he'll survive it, but he's going there.
I'm gonna ditto it. I feel like there's some interesting contestants coming up, and like we gotta kind of get through some other ones to get to them.
Yes.
Next up, Grayson Torrance doing "Fall in Line," Christina Aguilera. I'm gonna
And
take
Demi
the lead
Lovato.
here, and Demi Lovato. I'm gonna take the lead here. This is one of I think this might have been my favorite audition of the episode.
Here's the thing with Grayson. I do like her voice, but she sang a song by two over singers. I kind of wish she would have taken it down a few notches, even though that's not what this song calls for.
I like her. Can she play piano? She's really good.
From my perspective, the first half was okay. As it built, it got better. She is not the best singer of this season by a clear mile, but she was quite good.
You are both wrong. I rebuke both of you. I will be rooting for Grayson this season.
Good luck with that.
All right, who do we got next? You wanna take the
Brajan
lead?
Upshaw. With our first of many Billie Eilish songs,
I would rather Billie Eilish than Lionel Richie songs.
Brajan, decent singer, but the fact that he barely survived the auditions, he's going to be cut the first day of Hollywood.
I will say, there are so many people who were worse than him that made it through with 3 yeses, so I'm a bit surprised he got a no.
He got like 1.5 yeses because Lionel said no to him and Carrie did not seem convinced.
I don't get it. But let's talk about the one I really don't freaking get, which is the next one.
Michaela Bautista, saving all my love for
I'm
you.
saving all my love for
A Whitney
you.
Houston song that is not overdone on these shows.
Best vocal performance of the episode and potentially of the season so far, and yet the judges were iffy on it. So I'll say more on spoiler corner, but
Normally when people sing Whitney, I'm just bored because I've like there are some Whitney songs, not this one, that I am just thoroughly desensitized to. I heard Kelly Oki did one of those recently. She did a really good job with the song. I did like her duet with her dad on The Prayer better than this Whitney song, but I don't understand how Carrie said no. And she wanted more emotion, which even 20 years ago, people used to call her farm bot.
Which she was, and sort of is. I mean, is she marketable? No.
No.
But was she, and this isn't all a talent competition, best vocal of the episode by a mile. So
that title goes to Grayson, Eric.
okay, moving on.
Bryson Quick, doing "Time" by Pink Floyd. Grace,
Yeah,
what do you think?
MJ decided to say that a 17-year-old shouldn't know who Pink Floyd is, which that's ageist, but whatever. But no, he's a student. He did a decent job. I didn't get the Chase Beckham comparison at all, but it was. I mean, they did have an excuse to have him sing with Chase, and I was kind of half expecting them to give him a platinum ticket, but I'm glad they didn't. A decent voice, but I just didn't really care for it.
He is not my thing at all, and yeah, I'm relieved you didn't get that platinum ticket.
I was half expecting it just because of the way this moment occurred.
Carson Webb doing "Lose Control" by Teddy Swims. I'll throw this to Eric. What do you think?
Like the song, like his voice, was not blown away by it at all.
I mean, his whole intro was about how much time he spends on his hair, which I don't know. I'm the only girl here. I have more hair than both of you put together, and I only spend 10 minutes on mine tops. But no. And then there's that whole intro with him teaching the judges how to clog. No, Luke, not the toilet. I don't think people need lessons on that. The song was way too big for him, but I mean, I do like his voice, but I mean, even Carrie mentioned the song was too big for him, so hopefully he'll get better at picking songs before Hollywood. If he has that level of self-awareness, which most 16-year-olds do not.
Which is fair.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I think he was potentially the second best singer of the night.
God, Adam, you're just so wrong. It's just so.
He was good. I really thought he was a surprising good voice. I thought this was a why. Why are you so low on it?
I'm not low on it, but there were so many better. There are several who were way better. So let's get into one of the ones who was way better.
This song is also like we heard it again in this week's episode. So this song is verging on being overdone. It's not there yet.
Oh, it's there.
It's not there yet, but it's gonna get
It's
there. But let's talk about. I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
MKY, which is
Yes.
I wanted to strangle Luke and Lionel for talking over half of this audition because this was my favorite one of the episode. Gorgeous falsetto, fantastic tone. Furious that I couldn't hear half of it because Luke and Lionel were doing shtick over it.
I wanted to glue Lionel Richie to his chair for the whole like singing and dancing thing. I'm like, dude. Like, shout out to the judge in the middle for actually focusing on the contestant.
Yeah.
Because we need that. But still, he has a lot of talent, really nice voice, very happy he got through. Think he's gonna make the live shows if I had to put money on it, which hopefully I don't because I don't have money. But yeah. I do like him.
Yeah, I think he's a good singer. I think he's likely gonna go far. We'll see.
All right, skipping the Carrie shtick, Josh King with Over the Rainbow and My Girl. How do you oversing Over the Rainbow?
Easily. Nice tone, amazing piano player, zero relevance in today's music industry.
This was so in the same vein of Michael Bublé.
No, Michael Bublé is boring.
This was also boring, but
And Michael Bublé doesn't oversing.
Wow, I'm gonna disagree with both of you guys again. I thought he was the best voice, best male voice of the episode.
How many times can you be wrong in one episode?
I know we should have a freaking counter.
I disagree.
We're gonna go back and edit this episode and count how many times Adam is wrong.
I disagree with both of you. I think you're both wrong. I think, honestly, of the contestants this episode, I think he might go the furthest.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
He might make for some fun in Hollywood, though. Not drama fun, but like just actual fun.
I guess we'll see. Who do we have next?
Sophie Powers, who was a joke
Skip.
contestant.
Moving right along.
I didn't realize how much I missed joke auditions until she came out in there. Because
This isn't a joke audition, Grace.
this
This is like
audition.
this is a new Idol version of a joke audition. A joke audition used to be like a contestant who really thought they were good, and then
those I don't like. Those I don't like because that's exploitation. She was just there to troll the show. She was in on the joke, so it was okay. And she pissed off Fox News.
Are we going to elaborate?
Nope, we're not.
No.
We're going to move on to Philo.
Philo.
We're not going to talk
No,
about LaShawn.
LaShawn.
Oh, right.
This is LaShawn erasure, Eric, and I'm not okay with it. I really liked her. I really thought she was cool. I liked her energy. I liked her vibe. I liked her voice. She was one of my favorite of the episode.
I liked her too. I didn't really like the song. And at one point she was too growl heavy for my liking, but she's awesome.
Not my thing, and we have so many better singers this year, in my opinion.
Oh, Eric, come on.
She's okay. Anyway.
Our platinum ticket, Philo. Trying a little tenderness.
You got to try a little tenderness. No? Nothing?
Okay, well, I mean, so he's from Egypt. His mom wants him to be a doctor and said that even if he wins, he's going to finish med school. He might honestly make more money as a doctor than he will even if he wins the show, which, spoiler alert, he won't. Awesome singer. It was a bit much, but
Awesome singer?
he is a good singer, but it was
He's
just too
good.
much.
Here's my thing. I thought this was somehow... I didn't know if this was possible, but it was so overbaked and at the same time so underwhelming to me. I didn't know those two things could coexist at the same time, but Philo proved it. I'm just gonna re-put in the clip of Che Chesterman singing this on X Factor because it was a million times better than this performance was.
You got to try a little tenderness, yeah.
Are Philo and Che going to be duet partners in Hollywood?
I hope so because that would be the way Che can actually.
That would be amazing.
That would be great because Che would blow him off the stage.
And if the platinum ticket rules stand, Philo gets to pick his duet partner
We will see.
before
Anyway.
the judges pick everybody else. But yeah,
Anyway, he gets the platinum ticket and closes out our show. So that's episode 2/3, I guess.
Episode 3.
It's not
I
episode
don't
2.
care what Isla calls it. I'm calling it episode 3. It's the third episode that aired.
Kicking off episode 3/4. We got Penny Samar with Pink Pony Club by Chapel
and the
Rowan.
Pink Penny Club, which was kind of gimmicky. Also, it kind of seemed like she was trying too hard to sound like Chapel. And Chapel's one of the biggest names in music right now. And also the weird faces, and when the judges agree with me, that ain't good.
I will say, last year we had some really weird faces, and he made 3rd place. So this wasn't as weird, and she's got a much better voice than 3rd place last year did. But she won't go far.
I liked Penny. I thought she was actually pretty good. More unique. She stood out, and in these 2 weeks, these 2 episodes, most kind of fell to the background. So I remembered her. So she has that.
Yeah, although she did make it to Hollywood. No more Chapel songs.
All right. Next up, we got Jameer with "Lose Yourself" by Teddy Swims.
Lose
Again.
control again.
Lose control. Sorry. "Lose Yourself" is that Eminem?
Eminem.
Yes, and we don't have rappers here.
I've heard so much better on this song. Again, next.
I did like his voice. I thought the runs were too much, and I think at one point he might have been losing the key.
He lost control, you could say?
Yeah, he lost control.
I'm disappointed in both of you. For
Oh
shame.
no,
For shame.
we don't have anything to make puns of yet this season. But anyway, he got through I probably would have put him through too.
Yeah.
We shall see.
All right. Next up.
Sophia Humbert.
This is the audition that my mom was talking about, but not even for the audition part.
Terrible song choice.
Another pandering song choice.
But not even a good kind of pandering, because again, the way she sings and this song choice do not match whatsoever.
No.
So, terrible song choice. Does not know who she is as an artist.
Not to mention, I think I've only heard one person sing this song well in my lifetime.
And it was me.
But no, she sang this song like a piano ballad, and she sang it well, but that song is not a piano ballad. And then, it kind of felt like, rather than actually, beating up somebody else's car, she was, tapping at it with a plastic hammer that, one of your nieces or nephews would play with. And then after the audition itself, the judges actually took her out with a Louisville Slugger to beat up a pickup truck. Which
that was the whole point that the audition was shown.
100%.
Yeah,
they spent all that money.
my
We are
mom's
definitely
talking
putting
about
this in the
audition.
show.
Well, now we got 1 point on the Adam is right counter. Let's see how many. Let's see where we stand on this episode.
There are, my mom only remembers the weird moments from the show. She remembers when Lady Gaga was a mentor and she was thrusting James Durbin's hips for him. Don't ask me why.
Why do you remember that?
I don't know. I didn't even remember that. But yeah, that was just them taking her out to beat up a truck was the only thing I remember about this audition.
All right, let's keep it going. We got Maddie Pruitt up next.
Maddie Pruitt. a total plant and a half because her accompanist knows Luke. And she has 12 siblings, so no.
Grace is just like, no.
Maddie was good. There were quite a few troubling moments. I just never like it when they send 15-year-olds through to Hollywood when they probably won't survive it. It just feels mean.
Let's keep it going. Who do we have next?
John Foster singing 2 very country songs.
Yep.
I have to say, I'm gonna call it right now.
Don't say it, Eric. Don't say it.
Don't say what?
Don't say it. Just
If this
don't
is
say
a
it.
typical bad season of American Idol, he is going to be the winner.
I think I said something about how he could be the country guy this season, but it's like we're gonna have like 10 of those.
Was that what you didn't want me to say, Adam?
Yeah. He's gonna be our
He'll be
he's
in
our
for
country
a
guy.
while.
He'll be here for a while and they'll vote for him.
Oh yeah.
And he might win, but we'll see. I hope it's not a typical bad season of American Idol and someone actually good wins. But I care more about Luke making it all about himself in this audition if I cared one iota about the song. So
I liked the second song better than the first one. I did kind of like him. I liked him better than I like most of the country guys on this show, which is not saying a lot. But we shall see.
mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have Nina Daig. Average show.
There is the inspiration porn I was waiting for. I knew it was coming eventually. We couldn't have a season without any of it.
Idol's got to idol, Eric.
Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm gonna say about this one.
All right. I will say that story aside, just focusing on the performance, I thought you had a good voice. It gave me like wisps of Dolly Parton. I don't know if you heard it, but like I was getting some of that vibe. But yeah, she was pretty good. And Grace looks on in horror.
I'm giving an Adam is wrong point there.
Oh, so was I, 100%.
So that's 2 points just for this alone. She has a good voice, but like I could definitely tell that she is not ready for this jelly. She still made it through, but she will not survive Hollywood.
All right. Well, let's keep it going. Up next, Desmond Roberts doing Beautiful Things by Benson Boone, which is kind of wild because Benson was an auditioner like 2 or 3 years ago.
Let me interrupt you right here, Adam, and say I'm going to take this opportunity right now to say that I was 1,000% wrong about Benson Boone when he was an Idol. And then again, he did not show what he was really capable of on those auditions. So
his audition was annoying. Do you remember? I think he did like backflips and like
he was
like a TikTok kid.
He does it on the Grammys now.
Yeah.
But yeah, his voice is way better than he let on in that audition. So Desmond was a bit yelly, but overall one of the strongest auditions of the season.
Yeah, gonna agree. I think this was Desmond was best performance of both nights, maybe, in my opinion.
Up there for me.
Love the song choice. Talented. I could root for this guy.
Yeah.
I think he's probably
I don't think it was
best.
perfect, but I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, I think he's the best guy of these 2 episodes.
Of these 2 episodes, yes.
He did a really good job with this song. This was one of my favorite auditions so far this year. Really good piano player, effortless singing, and this song is not easy to sing.
At all.
It's hard. You really have to like blow out your voice to do well. Like I remember, I think it was Emmy who did it last season, and she did like a slow version, and it just didn't work for me. I was like, this is the song where you have to like be screaming into a microphone. So I do disagree with Eric's point about like it being too yelly. That's what you have to be.
Slightly, not this. I know that is the point of the song, but just slightly too much. But still, yeah, I would agree. Very, very, very good.
Jamal Roberts up next. Mary Jane by Rick James.
2 Mr. Roberts in a row because they're both teachers. He's a phys ed teacher and he loves it, but he gets to play all day. So who wouldn't? He was a good singer. I thought the runs were a little bit rough, but yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Great voice. I did not like the song choice.
If we had Desmond as like the top guy of these 2 episodes, I'm going to give this handily the best lady of both episodes to Drew Rin, returning contestant from
Oh, I know
X Factor. I will throw this directly to Eric. I know you were very familiar with Drew.
I wouldn't say it's super familiar, honestly. I did watch her on the show. I wasn't a huge fan of her back when she was on X Factor. She was, I think, 14 or 15 at the time, super
Mhm.
young. Um,
It was that long ago?
oh yeah, it was 2011 when she was on X Factor.
Oh God.
She is so much better than I remembered her being on the show. I mean, she's gotten a lot better over the years. She could go quite far in this show, like she did on the X Factor, and I hope she does because I really enjoyed her.
She did an original song which I actually quite liked. I'm very excited to see her evolution at this point. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what Drew does here.
Sam Sparks.
Sam Sparks, this one made me nervous. When I saw there was a wheelchair user, I was like, oh crap, they're gonna screw this up.
This was way less bad than Nina earlier in the episode.
Well, yeah, so Sam is a quadriplegic. He broke his back in a pretty horrific car accident. They didn't really talk about the fact that he was in a wheelchair. They talked about the fact that he didn't die.
I don't think he's gonna go super far. I did like the growl actually, but yeah.
I'm not a fan of growly voices. Just not my jam.
We definitely. I mean, this could have been a lot more painful to watch. So
All right. Anyway, on to this week's Nepo baby, or should I say daughter of a Nepo baby, Lola.
A lot of them this season.
I am just like, somebody pointed out that I was like, people think that I was mean to Emmy last season, which no, I was not. But anyway, so Lola is the daughter of Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips, and they didn't mention this, but her grandfather is Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, who are a little bit more famous than Wilson Phillips.
Wouldn't it be nice if we...
Yeah. Although, and actually, yeah, so Lola brought her mom and her aunt in, and they sang Hold On, and my mom asked the question that you never ask about one-hit wonders. She was like, do they have another song? 3 words, Mom. One hit wonder. And the real audition, she sang Rainbow. It was nice, but she has like no range. A lot of people are saying that if her mom wasn't famous-ish, that she would not have made it through the auditions. I'm not going to go that far, but
I'm going further. She wouldn't have even made it to the auditions.
duh.
Wasn't famous.
But hey, here's the difference though. Bailey from 2 weeks ago, he was good enough to make it through without a famous dad. Lola was not.
Not good enough. Anyway, moving on.
Last
Eric,
audition,
not good
of the
enough.
night.
X minus minus.
S minus minus.
X minus F minus minus.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ, Adam.
Anyway,
You know that.
last audition of the night, Freddie McClendon. He's 19. His dad was actually killed in about 2 years ago, which is super sad. Apparently, it was like all over national news, but I don't watch the news, so I knew absolutely nothing about this. And he kind of hates that his dad's death has kind of become a true crime story. I'd probably hate that too, honestly. But no, he has a nice voice. I didn't love it, but I don't want to say this was a story over talent audition. I don't want to be mean, but it kind of was.
I think it's mean. What I think is mean is actually to put him through in the first place. I think it's mean to show him in the first place because there's no universe where he makes top 24. So exploitation, pure and simple, and I think that's what's mean. So I don't think that they should be putting people on, no matter what their story is, if there's no chance in hell that they make the top 24. That's my opinion on it.
Anyway,
On that note,
who are your top two guys and top 2 girls from these 2 episodes?
Top 2 girls are Drew and Drew. Top 2 guys are Desmond and I don't know. MKY.
for me, the best girl was Drew, the best guy was MKY, and Desmond is also the second best basically Desmond and MKY are the two best guys. Drew is the best girl.
Yeah, I'll just go with Desmond and Drew. Those are, and Grayson as a special shout out. You're both wrong. You laugh, but you're gonna be wrong. And on that note, any final thoughts from the episode, Grace and Eric? Any last jabs at my opinions you want to take?
Not
mean-
this part, but in spoiler corner, I'd love to.
All right, spoiler time. From these two episodes, who do we have in the top 24? We have Drew. We have
Yay!
Maddie.
That was
And
a surprising one.
And we have Penny. And Wave Grayson, who's my favorite.
Didn't Desmond also make it?
No, I was doing from the girls. Those are the
Oh.
girls. And then from the guys, we have Philo.
Of course.
We have John Foster. We have Josh King. We have MKY.
Of course.
We have Victor Solomon and Jamal Roberts and Desmond. A lot of people in the top 24. That felt like 10 names right there.
Yeah. And I mean, there is still one more platinum ticket left.
I'll just say the only one I feel like with Rob was Michaela. I thought that. I mean, I'm not surprised given how they were so hesitant to put her through, despite having clearly the best voice of anyone on both episodes. But yeah, not happy about that one. But there's always at least one. There's always at least one person who bafflingly gets cut. Hopefully, there's only one this year.
All right. Anything else from the episode? Any final thoughts?
I think that's it. Till next time, follow us on socials, like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.